All right, so we back. Today is day 5 of me recording myself every day until I'm successful, right? So we're going to dive right into it today. Same book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Dr. Joseph Murphy, I'm sorry. I know they be working hard for that title. But today we diving right into chapter 5, which is called The Mental Healing in Modern Times. Right, so before we get started on what stuck out to me in this chapter, I just want to give you a brief overview of what he talks about because, like I said, if I sat here and read all the examples he gives, it would be real repetitive. So I kind of summarize it. But basically, as you see in the title, mental healing in modern times. Right, so it talks about healing the body, how chapter 4 did, but it really breaks down more so into the mental aspect of it. And how we can heal ourselves through mental techniques. You feel me? Or accessing that subconscious mind. So, one thing that he says here is... Well, not what he's... Yeah, I'm going to get into what he says. But basically, it's just talking about how we all have the ability. We all have the ability, right, to heal ourselves if we believe it possible. Through the subconscious mind, faith, or whatever you want to call it, you feel me? But there's an old saying that he said that the doctor dresses the wound, but God heals it. Right? So what that meant to me was basically just that it's different today because there's a lot of science and everything that the doctor literally can use medicine sometimes. But there was a quote in here that I kind of wanted to relate it to. Oh, yeah, that gives you a better example of what he's talking about. So there is situations where a doctor can heal you, but there's also situations where you can heal yourself. So I'm not saying that doctors can't give you medicine. They can't pass you a perky and make your pain go away. You feel me? But you can also access the subconscious mind is what he's telling us here. And be able to heal ourselves naturally through that power within us. But what it says here is that gives you a better kind of explanation of what he talks about. Since I said I kind of summarize it. A faith healer is one who heals without any real scientific understanding of the powers and forces involved. He or she may claim a special gift or healing in a sick person's blind belief, peep that, and him or her, in his or her powers may bring results. Right? So it says a faith healer is anyone without any scientific understanding. So like I said, this is what he's talking about in this chapter, the mental capabilities to heal ourselves. So not saying that doctors and medicine isn't real because obviously we know it is real. But there's also a different way, which they call here, what's it called? Blind faith healing, or it was a specific name for it. Hold up, I'm sorry, I didn't actually write it down, but I want to tell y'all that over here. Oh, they called it prayer therapy. Yeah, so it's basically just praying in yourself and believing in yourself that you can do it and it'll happen. So like it says here, that blind faith that they have that special gift or whatever, and it comes about. So what I thought about, the reason I went back to that quote to relate it was because I think of it as true. And when we look at back in the days, you had those people who did those rituals or, what was it called? Yeah, people who did rituals. And things like that. So people who did rituals and... Hold on, I'm going to give y'all a specific example because I wrote it. Yeah. So people, think about... I don't know if people still do it. Maybe in other cultures they might still do it. But I know I read, stories in school and stuff where back in the day they would have rituals where, they'll do an offering or they'll do a dance or they'll give, some type of speech or something to heal, a wounded child or someone who's hurt or sick, and they will come about healed. So that's what he talks about there, that blind belief. So people in their culture believing that this is how we heal people by doing this. So they believed it so strong in their head. Not saying it wasn't true because I don't know. I'm not God. I can't answer for that. But it makes sense to me that if they believed it so much in their head that, okay, this ritual by me, I'll be trying to give y'all examples so I can dumb it down in the simplest ways. But say a ritual, this isn't a real thing, but say a ritual is that if I lick the fuck out this leaf, it's gonna cure me from COVID or something. And they believed it so much that it became true. And they didn't have that type of science back then. They didn't have all the modern science that we have back then, and people were getting healed. So it must be some type of truth to it. You feel me? So yeah, that's what they did back in the day. But also another thing that he talks about is how we can use those powers of the belief of healing, not only for ourselves, but for other people. Right? And I wanted to point that out too, because nowadays when something happens to other people, what do? When your mom gets sick or someone you know gets sick, you pray for them. Right? So as he says, prayer therapy. We send out prayers for other people, and we pray for them to get better. We pray for their health. We pray for a fast recovery. But it's about believing. This is just like saying it in a deeper way. Not saying that you don't do it in a deep way, but this is saying it like daily, like, okay, maybe for a month I'm praying for them every single day with a specific like thing that I'm being conscious about and I'm thinking about, right? So yeah, it's possible to do it for other people too, is what he's saying. And let's get into the first quote that kind of stuck out to me, and I'm gonna break it down. So he says here, the law of life is belief. What do you believe about your... Oh, sorry. I'm going to restart because I was just reading like I don't know how to read. The law of life is belief. What do you believe about yourself, life, and the universe? It is done unto you as you believe. Belief is a thought in your mind that causes the power of your subconscious to be distributed into all phases of your life according to your thinking habits. You must realize that when the Bible speaks of belief, it is not talking about your belief in some ritual, ceremony, form, institution, or formula. It is talking about belief itself. The belief of your mind is simply the thought of your mind. Then it goes to a Bible quote. Oh shit, that dog just started tweaking. This nigga's wilding. Oh my God. Oh, okay, he was wilding for the water. He wanted to go to the water fountain. My fault, I got distracted. All right, but it says, if thou canst believe, all things are possible. Oh no, if thou can't believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And that's Bible quote, so that's why it's kind of like talking like that. But as it says here, the law of life is belief, right? And what is that law, or like the principle that we talked about yesterday? So the law is like, what is laws in real life? Law is something that it is what it is. Like, you have to follow the law. So the law of life is belief. So in life, the thing that stands true, the things that it follows all of us, is that belief. You know what I mean? And then to break it down even further, what do we all say? I wrote it down here, 1 second. It goes to that term that we all know, you heard it before. We all live in our own reality, right? Which is just another way of saying the law of life is belief. But that's just the term that we know. We all live in our own reality, which means what? We all live the life that we believe to be true. So whatever you believe is what's happening in life. So if you believe, it don't matter. Like, for example, right? You got so many people who think they're being judged by someone. That's the example that I'm gonna use in this situation. So you might think, oh, that person over there is talking about me because they're laughing. Whole time they couldn't care less about you or what you got going on or anything to do with it. They're not even thinking about you, right? But the fact that you believe it so true, it's the truth. Hello, doggy. How's it going, man?
How are you?
Doing well. But yeah, if you believe it, then that's just the way things are. They believe that, okay, that person's over there judging me. That person's over there talking about me. I've seen it so much to a case to where they might want to go press him. They might want to go fuck him up. Or you got this is another case. You got a girlfriend who, a girl could look their direction and they walking with their man. Oh yeah, she want my man. Like, to the point where they want to fight him because they live in their own reality. And in their head, they man is a 10 out of 10. He could be chips, right? But they see that girl looking in their direction, so that's a threat to her. They're about to come take him. So the law of life is belief, as we just said here. And to think even farther, what is belief? Right? Because we keep talking about belief, we keep talking about faith, but belief is just believing in something that isn't known. Belief in God, belief in whatever. I can't see God in the air, but I know he's up there. So belief is something in the unknown. The law of life is belief. So it's just break it down even further. Like I said, belief, faith, whatever you want to say, is believing in the unseen. So I'm going to keep saying it here. every single day probably. Be open, because this isn't something that I can technically prove to you. This isn't something that Dr. Joseph Murphy can technically prove to you, because it's a belief. So does that make sense? Am I adding up? But you have to be open in the first place to even give it a chance to believe. You know what I mean? Because if you don't believe in this stuff that he's talking about, or like I said, I don't take everything that he's saying here literal. He's not my God, so he's not going to tell me exactly how to live my life. But I do see things in here that I can take out of it and that I like, and that, okay, it hits when I read it. And I say, okay, I want to apply this to the way that I live. So I choose to believe some things, or I choose to think that other things might be, could help me out in some way, or I could take something from it. You feel me? But yeah, I just want to encourage people to be open to different things. Because like I said, I wasn't open to different things. And when I realized I should be open to different things, one of the best things that ever happened to me. Cool. So let's get into the next quote. Believe in yourself, man. Believe in yourself. This next one's okay. So this was short, but it wasn't even like the quote itself, but it was just something that was said in there that stuck out to me that I wanted to talk about. So it says, while you are praying, you refuse to give any power to the negative conditions. I'm going to read that again. While you are praying, you refuse to give any power to the negative conditions. Right? So he's talking about while you are praying, kind of ignore that while you are praying, because like I said, I didn't really want to give y'all too much examples of everything. And he was talking about that prayer therapy that we talked about earlier. So let's just read that second part. You refuse to give any power to the negative conditions. Right? So I highlighted that one specifically because of that term. You refuse to give any power to the negative conditions. Right? And what I wanted to talk about with that was the negative thoughts, everything are still gonna pop up. Right? But they mean nothing unless we give them power, unless we choose to give them power, right? So like he says here, you refuse to give any power to these negative conditions. What are the conditions? The conditions are the life that we're living, the physical that we talked about, kind of, right? So the conditions are the conditions are the effect. So me sitting here right now, and that's a bad example, because if I lost a dub, if I lost $20, I would be sick. But yeah, you refuse to give any. Even not, I'm sorry, bro. I be banned too much. But you refuse to give any. I'm gonna stand up just because I feel like it. I don't know if y'all can see me though. Let me not stand up. I kind of want to go for a walk. I wish we could like vlog and walk around, and I could read this to y'all at the same time. I don't know why I just felt like walking. I don't know. But like I said, yeah, you refuse to give any power to it. And what does power represent? Power represents control. People in power have control, right? So once you give power to those negative conditions, they have control over you. So if you don't give it any power, it has no control. And like we said, no matter how long you work on yourself, no matter what you do, that's what everyone says. The most successful people in every podcast or book that I've read, they say these things, they still pop up. These things, they still come in my mind. They just get better, and I've just became better with saying, no, I'm not going to give this no power, and I replace it with a different thought that empowers me, right? Because positive thoughts, they empower us. So I take the power back, and now I'm in control. You know what I mean? And not those negative thoughts, because like we said, power equals control. People in power in real life, those elites or whatever, we don't know if they're true, but what do we say? They want control. Power represents control. Right. So let's get into the next one. Okay. The subjective or subconscious mind of an individual is as amendable. And amendable just means like able to change, subject to change, to the control of his or her own subconscious or objective mind as it is to the subject of the suggestions of another. It follows that whatever may be your objective belief, if you will assume to have faith, actively or passively, your subconscious mind will be controlled by the suggestion, and your desire will be fulfilled. So I'm not, if y'all weren't here like before well, no, I don't know if I ever talked about that. But the subjective mind is our subconscious, and the objective mind is the conscious mind. So as it says here, right, the control of his or own objective mind as it is to suggestions of another. It follows that whatever may be your objective belief, if you will assume to have faith actively or passively, your subconscious will be controlled by the suggestion and your desire will be fulfilled. Right? So we know that's true. We know that's a fact, that we're subjective to suggestions from other people, because think about so many of us and the beliefs that we have ingrained in us and the people that we think we are, which is, like I said, there's not who we are, it's who we became. But so many of those things that are ingrained in us came from other people growing up when we were raised, whether it be our mom, our grandmother, our brother, or whatever. Like the religions that most of us followed, we all do it when you really think about it because of what we were taught or what we were told growing up, and it becomes who we are over time. Right, so as he says here, we're as, what does he say? We're as subjective, or we're as amendable to the control, we're as able to be changed by other people's thoughts as we are our own. And that kind of ties into what we talked about, how earlier he said, like, we can make those prayers for other people through our subconscious, and it reaches their thoughts or whatever, things like that. But yeah, you can choose to use that in positive ways. This is just what I want to talk about real quick. I just want to motivate you to, like, if you have a little brother or a little sister, a little cousin, whatever, and you have young people, be a positive influence for them and give them positivity. Like, feed positivity into the youth, please, because there's so much going on nowadays with crazy stuff, and just be there. The young people are the future. So yeah, like, feed them positivity, because as we're reading here, and as you know from when you grew up, you learned so much when you're a kid. And so much of those things that you were taught, whether it be like, okay, I'm nervous because this happened when I was growing up. Tell them they could do whatever in life. Like, if you're young and you're watching this, or even if you know somebody young and you have a little brother and maybe you don't really have talks with him, just tell him that he can do anything, because they can. They just got to know it first. Like, if you feed into them that same negativity, then they'll come out negative. But if you feed empowerment into them and tell them that they can be whatever and do whatever they want in life, they will. They'll come out so strong. You feel me? So do it for them. Do it for them. Do it for them, please. Like, just do it, bruh. If not, use a hater. And if you's a hater, see you later, because I don't like haters. My homie's a hater, but that's my man's. You feel me? But he's a joking hater sometimes. No, actually, he's a hater. He's a real life hater. But he's honest about it, so that's my guy. But if you watching this and you a hater on the youth, how you hating on the youth? Like, he would never hate on the youth. If you hating on young boys, like, come on now. But not even just young boys. Like, feed positivity into everybody. Like, feed positivity into your homies. Feed positivity into your siblings. Feed positivity into anybody. Like, let's make each other better. You feel me? When you're doing better, you only want to see other people do better. So when you hating or you feeling bad, sometimes you're not even really like hating. It's really just you when you really think about it deep within. It really be like a reflection of how you feel about yourself. You feel me? Like, you might talk down on another person because you're not as confident in yourself and you want them to be lowered to where you are so that you can feel better about yourself. So no, speak positivity into other people and start putting in the work to feel better about yourself. Yeah. Believe in yourself, bro. But, sorry, I kind of got sidetracked because I just wanted to talk about that real quick. That's something that I'm passionate about, is making especially young people, bro, like, please. These young niggas gotta win. Not have switches and Gen 19s and things like that. It's going crazy nowadays. Right? But, okay, so, sorry. Let's get back into that quote. So as it says here, if you assume to have faith, actively or passively, your subconscious mind will be controlled by suggestion and your desire will be fulfilled. Right? So what does it say there? If you assume to have faith. So it all starts off with that faith that we talked about, believing in the unknown, believing in the unseen. So first, before you can do anything, you have to have faith in it, right? Because if you don't have faith in it, you won't even start it. You don't even believe that it's possible. So have faith in whatever it is you want. Whatever you want to do, you can do. It might not happen overnight. I'm going to keep saying it. It might happen overnight. You never know. But you'll never know. You'll never even get the opportunity to get there if you never have faith, because you can't start anything without faith in yourself or faith in belief or whatever it is you want to do. You need faith, bro. So yeah, believe in yourself, like, and have faith and work. And if you don't have faith, like, work towards having faith. Like I said, when those negative thoughts come, like, you stop believing, you stop having that faith, change it around. Like, don't even finish. Like he said, never finish a negative statement. Don't let that negative statement finish. Like, if you about to say, oh, dang, I used to believe I'm going to be the best cook in the world. I'm going to make the best shrimp Alfredo ever. But then my grandmom tasted it and said, this Alfredo ain't that good. And you hear yourself saying, damn, maybe I'm not going to be the best. Oh, before you even say best chef, you say, oh, wait, what the heck am I doing? Then you replace it with a positive statement. I'm about to be the best chef in the world. And then the next Alfredo you hit fucking smack to the point where grandma is ready to slap you because it's so delicious, right? So we're going to wrap it up off that one and then finish it off with the summaries, the highlights that he talks about. So first thing he says is find out what it is that heals you. Find out what it is that heals you. Realize that correct directions given to your subconscious will heal your mind and body. All right, so find out what works for you and do it. And anything in life, like, this might not work for you, like I said, but find out what works for you. I'm just doing this because this is what I want to do. But this might not be your thing. You might not like to read. Whatever works for you, when you see positive results coming in, keep doing it. Okay? So develop a definite plan for turning over your requests or desires to your subconscious mind. Imagine the end desired and feel its reality. Follow it through and you will get definite results. So we talked about that a little bit yesterday, which was that, what's the word called? Visualization, yeah. So just visualizing where you want to be in the future, visualizing the results that you want for something, and feeling those feelings as you would if you were in that situation, or how you want to feel when you're there, and keep doing it and just have faith that it'll come true. Because, like, faith is the unseen. We don't know it's going to come true, but if you believe so much that it's going to come true, it'll come true eventually, right? Decide what belief is. Knowing that belief is a thought in your mind, and that which you think you create. So we just talked about that a little bit, about what belief is and blah blah blah. So we're not going to talk too much about that. It is foolish to believe in sickness or in anything that will hurt or harm you. Believe in perfect health, prosperity, peace, wealth, and divine guidance, right? Great and noble thoughts upon which you habitually dwell upon become great acts. Yeah. So think about great thoughts and great things will happen. Apply the power of prayer therapy in your life. Choose a certain plan, idea, or mental picture. Unite mentally and emotionally with that idea. As you remain faithful to your mental attitude, your prayer will be answered. So he keeps talking about faith, bro. For any of this to be possible, for any dream, for anything bigger than maybe just doing average things in life to be possible, you have to have faith. Because you don't need faith to do average things. It's proven. Everybody's doing it. Obviously, you know it's true. That's that safe route. But if you want to do anything different or be extraordinary, grow, any type of way, you need faith first. Okay? So, always remember, if you want the power to heal, you can have it through faith, which means a knowledge of the working of your conscious and subconscious mind. Faith comes with understanding. So you need the conscious and subconscious mind, because those conscious thoughts are the things that we think, feeds into the subconscious, who we are naturally, how we act without thinking, which is what we kind of talked about yesterday or whatever, days ago. Blind faith means that a person may get results in healing without any scientific understanding of the powers and forces involved. We talked about that blind faith a little bit earlier. And lastly, learn to pray for your loved ones who may be ill. Quiet your mind, your thoughts of health, vitality, and perfection operating through the one universal subjective mind, will be felt and made manifest in the mind of your loved one. And that's going to wrap it up for today. So, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Quick little announcement. By the time this is out, I talked about I don't know when I talked about it though, yeah. I said how I wanted to set up a community of people who want to grow and be better and some type of group chat. I don't know which app I'm going to use yet, but the link will be in the description because I'm going to make it happen by the time this video is out, right? So go join that if you want to be better. It's going to be a group chat or a community where you can do anything. I don't know. But like basically what I want it to be is where you can get book suggestions. You can talk about your day. We can empower each other. You can get podcast suggestions, food, like good foods to eat. Because like I said, the food affects our mood, affects our gut. Our gut is what affects our mood. We can get workout routines. If you want to get in shape, you can, having a bad day, you can text somebody and just be around people who want more for their life ultimately. That's all I want to do. Because like I said, I'm out here in North Carolina now. I've been living here for probably like 9 months now. I'm not sure. And I don't hang around people I don't know anybody out here. All my friends are still in Philly. When I'm in Philly, I have friends. But out here, I'm a loner, right? And all I've been wanting since I've been out here was to be around positive people. And it's kind of my fault that I haven't done that, but I ain't going to get into that. So this is my opportunity to have a cheat code to be around those type of people and to give other people the opportunity to be around those type of people, because as we know, you are who you surround yourself with. So let's surround ourselves with each other and on this journey of all of us trying to grow, me trying to grow, and y'all getting to literally see it live, right? So subscribe to the channel so you can tap in for tomorrow, day 6. Make sure y'all have those notifications on so you know every single day where Shay about to go cray. I'm pulling on the block and I'll be spazzing all our day. And yo, girl, she on my body. She gonna do whatever I say. And I'll be rapping off the top and I'll be really trying to slay it. Ew, I'll be snapping, right? But we gonna wrap this up. Like the video. Leave a comment if you enjoy it or whatever you got from this, or if you want to tell me anything, teach me anything, teach somebody else anything. Leave a comment. Share the video with somebody who might enjoy this type of content. And yeah, we're going to continue on this journey. Like I said, it's not going to be this every day. I don't know what this journey consists of, but this is what I'm feeling right now. Right? So shout out to you. We're going to wrap it up. Catch you on the next one, and I'm out.